finally welcome to the TDR Cycle 9 reunion. With 12 weeks under our belt and an amazing group of queens, we are welcoming back everyone to celebrate the new TDR winner of this cycle, along with announcing Miss Congeniality and fan favourite, and maybe a few little surprises on the way.
Oh shit. Hi! I really wasn't expecting guests right now, but you know, I've always wanted my good MTV Cribs moment, so welcome to my crib. Good thing I already cleaned up. Got my hair in this good protective style. That's just a dog. Hello TDR world. It's me, Gluttony Sin, Slayer of Food Money Men, and your favorite sin to indulge in, and I'm here to introduce the reunion of TDR Cycle 9 as your co-winner.
Hello, and welcome to the reunion of Tumblr's Drag Race Cycle 9. I am Lethal Injection, one of your judges this cycle, and myself, along with the rest of our lovely panel, will be asking some questions of our contestants, as well as naming fan favorite, Miss Congeniality, as well as perhaps the reason we're all here, crowning the winner of Tumblr's Drag Race Cycle 9. So, if you want to see all that, as well as maybe hear some shit be talked, some shade be thrown, some tears be shed, then stay tuned.
Hi everyone, it's me, Miss Tony A. Ward, and it's such a pleasure to be here at the reunion for Cycle 9 of Tumblr's Drag Race. It's been my very pleasure to be here and help each and every single one of you make it as far as you all did and help you grow in the best ways possible. Now, let's get this show on the road, shall we?
Hi everyone, it's me, Cyber LaRose, and I wanted to wish you all a very warm welcome to this year's Tumblr's Drag Race Cycle 9 reunion. Our girls turned out some serious looks this cycle. They had us laughing, trying to solve mysteries, constantly gagging and asking for more. So from the bottom of my heart, I wanted to thank each and every one of them for all of their hard work and for helping to make this cycle such a success. As someone who's been through this experience before, I understand how mentally straining, how frustrating, and how tough on your wallet that this can be. So once again, thank you. So, without any further ado, let's get on to some questions.
Do my breasts look
Jalomshuous? What was it?
Quiet Fives, a tennis speed game. I'm Maya Monet.
And I promise I really am the straight one, JP.
And this is a special edition of Maya Monet's Something Something I Don't Know Shit About Fashion show, because we're not going to be talking about fashion. We're doing the fan questions for the reunion. Yay! So let's jump right into it, shall we?
This first part will be detailing the sadly early boots of some amazing queens of our own. This queen can cook up a storm, and she buckled up for this competition. Give it a full Giraffesaurus buckle.
Hello, my spectators, it is I, Giraffe. Wait. Wrong thing. Hey guys, it's me, Giraffesaurus Buckle. Some of you might be able to remember me as the bitch who went home first. Others might just remember me as the bitch who tried.
Giraffes, you have a very strong opinion, and it showed quite a lot. Probably one of the most polarizing parts of this cycle was in week 2, in what I like to call $100 dress skate. Giraffes, are you this opinionated all the time, or is it just another giraffeism?
That day had a lot of things mixed in besides just me being a naturally very opinionated person. One of them is also me being naturally mom. In my friends groups, I'm always the mother. Normally with my strong opinions, I'm normally just, like, I'll go and be bitchy and catty in a little country with a friend or two, and that'll be it. But that day, I just had my fill of it, and that's when the giraffeism came out. Because Giraffes is the one who will tell you like it is and will do it for free. When I give my opinion, I shoot straight through the hips. I do not do fancy trick shots. I shoot straightforward. So for me, it's a very much a natural thing for me to be opinionated if somebody, gets to that line. And I'm just gonna end this question with this. Sometimes people need to be knocked off their high horse. Next question.
Giraffes, I'm very simplistic, and I just want to know, what is the origin story of giraffes? Paint the scene for us. We want to know why giraffes It's giraffes.
It's a really sad scene. Everybody in the mother knows how Giraffe Doris Buckle got her name. One day I was just like randomly trolling the internet. I found this site called 10Gay, and I started, and it was like, and I'm a reality TV junkie, so it was like my wet dream. So I had to do that, and I had to come up with a drag name, and I was already playing around with the idea of giraffes because that was my actual username. So I kept on thinking, like, what can I add to it to make it boom? And then I started thinking about people I know and I like. And that's where the Doris Buckle fell. And Giraffes is a very cunt person. And that's, again, harking back to that very first game where I competed, where I had to be an asshole because other people were being assholes. And it was one of those things where you either showed up or shut up, and I showed up. And then the lip syncing portion where I fell in love with lip syncing was also from that same game. I was in the bottom 2 the third week, and I had to do dysphoria, I think, or euphoria, something like that. And I posted it, and they loved it. And that was just me sitting in a chair in my living room with the video going on on the TV in front of me, lip syncing to my camera, and that's where it all started for me, really.
Alright, my first question is for Miss Giraffes Doris Buckle. Giraffes, do you feel you were prepared for this cycle? If you could go back and do it again, what would you have done differently?
No, I was not prepared. I don't think anybody can ever be truly prepared for TDR. Because it's not like RuPaul's Drag Race, where you get the list of everything beforehand. No, we do not get that. 3-day heads up on Wednesday and everything's due by Sunday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And it's really late on Wednesday, so technically only 4 days to sometimes create a whole new look and then do all this filming and shit. So yeah, you're never fully prepared. You think you might be, but you never are. And if I could change one thing, I would definitely go back and change my lip sync. I would have done another take of it at the very least. Because I am used to using the full screen because I'm normally the only person on my computer screen, and I completely forgot that we have like this much room to actually perform each because there has to be a whole other person performing right next to you on the screen. So I completely blanked that back, and I think that was one of the major factors on why I went home, and I would have definitely redone the whole number. Especially because I like Lady Gaga. I love Lady Gaga. I love all her songs except for that. Because of that. It's like this thing's cutting into my boob.
Jack, having gone through charm school and then right into the cycle, do you feel you could have used more time and prep to do better on a later cycle of TDR?
Yeah. I'd be stupid to say no. Everything gets better with practice and time. I mean, look at this. This is basically a hark back to my promo look for Charm School Cycle 3. I got better. So time does help. But at the same time, it was kind of an unspoken expectation that all the Charm School girls auditioned for the next cycle. And I was confident enough that at the very least, nobody else would ever have to see my auditions. It was that bad. So I was like, okay, it's something for me to do. But yeah, I definitely think if I didn't get on this season, this cycle, and had time to better myself and practice more, I would have probably done better on cycle 10 or even 11, 12, whichever one I finally got on.
Giraffes. We've had challenges to create costumes out of food in the past, such as a sweet treat. So, as a chef, if you had to create an entire costume based off of food, what would you choose and why?
I would choose the Mississippi Mud. This is a family recipe. How my family does it is very different from the normal way most people do Mississippi Mud. It's basically a chocolate cake or brownie, depending on the recipe, with pecans in it, marshmallow fluff on top of that, and what I love to call the chocolate fudge non-frost icing, because it's just decadence upon sweet upon ooh la la, yes. So I would have made a look based on that. It would have a brown tulle skirt, like ball gown, because it would be a cupcake version, obviously because I'm gay and a chef. with rhinestones embroidered onto it at different areas to represent the pecans. And then right above the skirt would be a section of sparkly, glittery, sequiny, whatever the hell it is, material, white midsection to represent the marshmallow fluff. And then the rest of it will be all done brown, like chocolate brown, for the frosting. The makeup, I would hark back to Raja during season 3 for the cakewalk runway, where she had the lava cake. I'd do some sort of like the same thing with slicked back brown hair. And then I'd hark back to Raja during season 3, when she did the Carrie look for the comedy challenge. And instead of it being like a bucket of blood, it would be like a candy bar melting into my head, like this. As you can see, I didn't really think much into this question.
Anonymous wants to know, what other contestant were you closest to during the competition?
That would have to be Annalise Profit. Because even though PBC Egyptian is my drag mom and she was in the competition, the week I was in, I was talking to Annalise like altogether maybe a good 3-4 hours a day. You know, from also a fellow charm school girl who won. I was like, I need to pick your brain a lot. And I knew, because beforehand there was some moments when I was like getting very down with myself, and she would just pull me back from that negative headspace. She'd pull my ass back and just confirm my amazing. On Monday, when everything was being posted, because going home first never ever crossed my mind, like ever, until shit started getting posted and I read my critiques and I was like, oh shit, I could actually go home first. And that was like messaging her the comments like, I'm going home first, I'm going home first, I'm going home first. And she was like, no you're not, you did good, you did great. And I was like, I'm going home, I'm going home, I'm going home, I'm going home. And she was like, no you're not, shut the fuck up, you're not going home. And then the lip sync happened. I felt a little bit better. Truth is, I knew my words, Ebony did, and blah blah blah. Then I was like, okay, I might say. She's like, damn right you are. And then the results from the lip sync happened. And I was in home. I immediately started bawling. And I was even like cooking family supper at the time. So I was like having to quickly finish everything up and then run to my room. So that way nobody would see me crying. Because I just wasn't in the mood to talk. After that, me and her were talking still, and it just got better after that. So Aliens would definitely be the person I was closest to.
Anonymous wants to know, who from the competition would you kai-kai with? Ooh.
$10 says it's going to be Tony's mother doing this question again like she did during Cycle 8. Let's see. I would kai-kai with .com and Judakis. And Marcella Fox. .com, Judakis, Marcella Fox. Dot because he's just fucking sexy out of drag. Judah, because daddy. And I've always had a thing for redheads. I don't know how to explain it. I just always like a good redhead. So yeah, that's who I kai-kai with. And the reasons why. Very creepy, I know.
Anonymous wants to know, which judge was your favorite and which one gave the best advice?
Tony A. Ward was my favorite judge because, you know, even when I was out of the competition and doing the play-alongs, which you guys can check out through my Instagram and my YouTube channel, shameless self-promotion days are out. I knew I could always go to her and be like, hey, I'm thinking about doing this and this and this for the play-along, what do you think? And she would, even if it wasn't immediate, like if she was driving home from school or work or whatever the fuck she was out doing, and one time she was actually even driving and doing voice memos to me, and she was just the most amazing judge ever. I really loved her, and the best advice was actually not really advice, it was just something she told me that really stuck with me. It was during the performance challenge from Charm School, and I was like really excited and telling her all that I was thinking about, what I was planning on, because we all know the end product, was planning on doing for the performance homework. And then she just, you know, like sort of out of the blue to me was like, you know, Gerard, I think we're finally getting to see the real you. And I like when I sing, and that just stuck with me. That was just affirmative for me that I am good, but my thought processes are good. I just need to get better at execution. You know, that's just that's how it read to me, you know, and I will always thank Tony Award for all the help she's ever given. As well as an honorary mention to Lethal Injection, who's helped my makeup get this far. I mean, come on, look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
This one's from Anonymous. What would you have changed, if anything, during your time in the competition?
I would have definitely changed my mini challenge submission because I knew automatically the second mini challenge was given to us, we were going to either ourselves personally or someone else was going to have to create the looks, and I was scared shit. I hate people being mad at me. Other than Dot, Annalise, and Phoebe, and Marcella, I didn't know anybody in this competition. But I was afraid that if it did have to go to the other person, I didn't want anybody to be mad at me. That was my big thing. I didn't want anyone to be mad at me for any reason. That really worked out, huh? Harken back to week 2. At the same time, I knew I had to please the judges. Like, that's the whole thing in a competition setting. Most people forget, while you have to be true to yourself, you have to please the judges. Because at the end of the day, they're choosing who stays and who goes. So you sort of have to pander to them a little. I didn't get that good balance. Because I was like, mini challenge, I was more worried about making sure there's no way anybody could be mad. So I sort of phoned in for what it was. Because if I had really gone all out with it, there would have been motherfucking rainbow wings on that shit. If I went all out. Or I could have done what I talked about with Cyber's question and done my Mississippi Mud look. But, I didn't, and I feel like that, along with a lot of other technical reasons, so I would have definitely changed that. I might have still gone home first, but at least I would have given those bitches a better run for their money.
This anonymous asker does not have an actual question. They're saying, show something you didn't get a chance to wear during your time in the competition that you would have liked to wear.
I was waiting for this question. Ta-da! This is a blanket that is a double stick, that is a two-sided blanket. So I just ripped the seam up here, and then I ripped the seam down here, and that would have been what I would have worn for Snatch Game as James Mansfield.
Anonymous wants to know, whose team are you on for the finale?
I'm Team Annalise all the way. Team motherfucking Annalise dropped. To me, she just deserved it the most because everybody deserved it coming in. But from seeing everything from start to finish, she's sort of been the most consistent to me. And plus, I have to say my Charm School Cycle 3 sister and my best friend because, but yeah, I'm definitely Team Annalise. Okay, guys, thank you guys so much for having me being on this cycle to begin with, and then of course letting me do this, because as we all know, I'm a big bitch. So anyway, thank you guys so much. Be sure to check out the rest of these bitches after me, because it just goes so. Just kidding. I love you guys so much. Love you, whatever Safari critters are watching.
Got any Wi-Fi? This queen's the queen of the internet and showed that she can slay us.com. Give it a fuck.com.
Hello world, this is .com coming to you through your computer screen in glorious Technicolor. I am here because they asked me back for some reason to talk to you about a recap, a reunion of sort, a re-onion, if you will. Of TDR Cycle 9, which somehow we still have no idea who won, even though it's been going on forever, it feels like, but that's neither here nor there. I'm here, and I'm there. Let me answer a few of your questions, so we can get this over with, because I am a very busy woman, if you haven't heard.
Hello Dot! From Charm School at Cycle 8, you had a very promising progression ahead of you, and some of the judges pegged you as a frontrunner in the competition. Now, some of your sisters told us that you didn't start your concept a little late, shall we say. Following your week 2 elimination, would you have done anything differently that week? And where would you have seen yourself if you slayed this competition like you did Charm School?
So, I would say that I did exactly what I could. I would have done more for my week, except I didn't get paid until Friday, so of course it didn't start until Saturday, because there was nothing else I could actually make, instead of just, I don't know, I could only think. I had school, I had work, and I was busy, so that's why I started on Saturday, and yes, I do on Sunday. It's just monetary shit. It's whatever. But I wouldn't change a damn thing because I love who I am at this very moment in life. And yeah, if I had the opportunity to do it all over again, I would get disqualified again because the opportunity to do TDR, even if it was 2 weeks, it did push me to do more, but like it's not like I was gonna win. So I liked the experience. It was great. I was broke for like 2 weeks after, but you know what? Damn it, I'm here. Well, here, like physically, I'm here. Whoops.
Dot. So I see a lot of myself within you, Dot. So I want to know, in a perfect drag world, whatever that may be, what do you see your ultimate self being and doing?
For me and my drag, what I want to do is I want to have a weekly show. I want to release an album, and I don't know, just keep getting better. I want to learn everything. And I also want to do a few events, maybe pride events. I want to be able to do gymnastics and shit. I want to have like really sickening outfits, good makeup. There's a lot. But, you know, follow me and you will see I will set you free in the drag realm. I'll give you your life. That's the goal.
.com. Based on your social media, you have been absolutely tearing up the Atlanta drag scene. Had you not been disqualified, do you think you would have had the same success in this competition?
If I hadn't been disqualified for TDR, I would not have had the same success in the competition, at least challenge-wise. Like, I wouldn't have won that much because it's not my forte. I don't know. I don't think I would. I had a lot to learn. There's still a lot to learn, and I would have been middle of the pack maybe, or very low. It's just me being honest.
Doc, I was so sad to see you go because you have such a fire and love for life and drag. If you had stayed, which challenge do you think you would have done best?
If I stayed longer, I don't really know what challenges I would have won because I have not been following TDR as much as I should have. It's just like really hard, not depressing. I would say it's very, it just becomes extracurricular in a sense, like once you get disqualified. Like, I could follow this, but then also I'm tired, and then like the Tumblr app doesn't work sometimes, so I can't really think of anything that I would have been really good at. And if anything, maybe lip syncing. But y'all never saw me lip sync. But you can see me lip sync on my Instagram at, well, it's at the.com. So check me out there. Shameless self-promotion, bitch.
Dot. If you'd have been able to participate in more of the performance and lip-sync based challenges this cycle, do you think you would have excelled and made it further than you did? Because your lip-sync talents are certainly ones to be reckoned with.
Once again, Cyber, I don't think I would have made it that far, except nobody would have been able to send me home because my lip syncs are everything. Okay, they're not everything, they're like something. My lip syncs are something. But nobody would have been able to send me home, so I would definitely have made top 4. But somebody else would have won, but like I would have made it had y'all been able to see my lip syncs.
Anonymous wants to know, what other contestant were you closest to during the competition?
The contestant I was closest to for the competition is Annalise. Not Keating, but Annalise Thropic, not Keating. Fuck. Okay, yeah, closest to her. She helps me, she loves me, she gives me confidence. She's like my biggest fan, or yeah, she's a fan of mine, and I love her to death.
Anonymous wants to know, who from the competition would you kai-kai with?
Who would I kai-kai with? I would kai-kai with myself. Sex is disgusting, it's a sin. And no, I'm not gonna kai-kai with anyone. I mean, like, show me your dick first and then I'll consider it. But right now, I would kai-kai with myself.
Anonymous wants to know, which judge was your favorite and which one gave the best advice?
My favorite judge was Tony. She's always available. She's very nice and friendly. If you're considering doing TDR for yourself, I would definitely talk to her because she will give you the advice and the positivity needed. It is so hard to stay positive sometimes, and she is like so motherly and so great, and I love her to death. And yeah, I would say she gives good advice too. I would say she gives good advice. She knows what she's talking about.
This one's from Anonymous. What would you have changed, if anything, during your time in the competition?
I wouldn't have changed anything during my time at TDR. I had a lovely time, y'all. Thank you for having me. But it was my time to go. Was it? Yeah, I mean, it technically was. Like, that's how time works. So, like, that was the time that I had to go. There we go. Wouldn't have changed a damn thing because my life is, like, fucking perfect right now. And yeah, no, if that's the path I had to take to, like, for me to get to where I am right now, then fuck it, yeah. It's great.
This anonymous asker does not have an actual question. They're saying, show something you didn't get a chance to wear during your time in the competition that you would have liked to wear.
Something I haven't had a chance to wear, I'm not going to show y'all because I can't really think of anything I would have, like, worn for any of the challenges. I would have had to make something usually, and that's not a thing. If you want to see more outfits by .com, visit my Instagram on @the.com. And that's if you want to see, like, other outfits, I guess. That's some other things I made.
Anonymous wants to know, whose team are you on for the finale?
I'm on Annalise's team for the finale because I believe in her, because she's sickening, and I don't know, y'all know the reasons. Team Annalise forever. Thank you so much for my 2-week stay on TDR. It was lovely. The chocolates on the pillow were a nice touch. However, I'll see you guys around, maybe. Probably not, maybe. Fuck. Serendipity is one bitch, I'll tell you that. And, deuces, it's been real. Yeah. Okay.
This queen is a kiss of death, and let it be known that she is innocent. Give it up for Judah Kiss.
Hi guys, Judah Kiss here. Just coming in to sign off for the big finale, the reunion. I'm so excited to finally be putting to rest 2 years worth of effort and work and hopes and dreams, honestly. It feels so good to be closing that last little bit of coming full circle, if that makes any sense at all. And while it's sad that it's ending, it's also really happy because this was the reason I started drag, was to do Tumblr's Drag Race. And I finally did it, and now we're finally at the reunion for it. And I'm so proud of myself, so proud of all the girls, and I could not have had a better group of people to share the experience with. Thank you to all of the judges, thank you to all the other contestants, everyone who tried out, for being a part of keeping TDR alive. And most of all, thank you to anybody who watched and sent me a nice message or appreciated what I do. That's why we do what we do, is to give back to the community. So that's sort of my Miss America answer to a question that no one asked, but let's get right into the questions, speaking of.
Judah, you had a very different style ahead of your own now. In Cycle 7 when you were a fan vote, were you expecting any fans, friends, or alumni to comment positively or negatively on your amazing transformation?
So, I didn't really care how people reacted. I honestly thought that I just took things in such a different direction than how I originally started, but kept my same brand of humor. And I think that was what people knew me for, was my humor. Even though I didn't get to really do a comedy challenge this cycle because I quit too early, but I think I stayed true to myself while changing who I was on the outside, but not on the inside.
Miss Judah Kiss, as fellow biblical sisters, I want to know, what's the biggest sin you've committed? Well, besides forsaking God.
And I think my answer to that is that my biggest sin was not leaking the screenshots of Gluttony's thirsty ass conversations with me way back before she was on cycle 8. Okay, honey? I remember. I didn't forget.
Miss Judah Kiss. As someone who was pegged as a frontrunner and a standout, many were sad to see you have to withdraw from this competition. Will you be trying out for a TDR alumni spot? What does the future hold for Judah Kiss?
First of all, no one was more sad than me to have to drop out because I got this job that I loved and then got really sick and then also had a boyfriend and a social life, and you know, I wanted to be able to do everything, but in the end, as you pointed out in your question, there are always alumni spots and there's always All-Stars. I would love to come back for All-Stars. I would love to make that a goal of mine. I know I left kind of early for someone who goes on to All-Stars. I also think that there are other people who didn't get to fully express themselves the way that I did, even in the short time that I was there, that I think deserve another chance. Like, I would say, absolutely someone like Dot deserves another chance. And I would much rather see her be put on Cycle 10 than myself. But that bitch can wait for All-Stars, because I want to do that.
Judah, since Cycle 7, you've been trying to get on, and now that you finally did, you had to step down. Being one of the most creative girls, in my opinion, it was hard to see you go. How do you feel you would have done if you had stayed?
Honestly, I think I would have gone all the way. I really think I would have been top 3. I mean, I'm not trying to be conceited, I just think that with how I did in the time that I was here, and all the cool ideas I had that I wanted to show, but I didn't get to, I really think I was a contender. If I don't believe that I would have been top 3, then how can I expect anybody else to root for me to do it? So I have to put myself first and believe in myself all the way, even if it's a little bit conceited.
Judah, if you've been able to prolong your stay in the competition, what challenge would you have been most excited for?
That's a really hard question because I really wanted to do the dollar store challenge. Other than that, the biggest fear challenge was such a cool idea, and I have no idea what I would have done, but just such an incredibly cool idea, and I'm probably going to try to do that at some point. I know it's late for a play along, but hey, it sounds like fun.
Okay, this question is for Judah Kiss, from Anonymous. A frontrunner from the beginning and such a creative queen. How did it feel having to quit after wanting this for so long?
It felt a lot like strep throat, because that's what honestly took me out. But, I mean, it was really sad. I started drag to do TDR, and like what, a year and a half later, finally got the opportunity to be on, and had to quit in the 3rd week after putting out some of the best work that I had ever done, and being challenged in completely new ways. I mean, it was really upsetting, but I got to watch the other girls, and I got to watch it without the stress of being a part of the competition. So I would say I still had a fantastic time.
This one's from Anonymous. For the quitters, how far do you think you would have made it? What challenges would you have excelled at? What would you have been your downfall later on? What lip sync would you have slayed? And who would you have liked to send home?
Jesus, that's 17 questions.
That's a lot of questions.
Have fun with that.
How far do you think you would have made it? I mean, clearly all the way. I'm an all the way kind of girl. What challenges would I have excelled at? All of them? Except maybe Snatch Game. I was very nervous for Snatch Game. I was not sure how to play off doing a character with the beard. I didn't know if I should do a bearded character, a man, or if I should just make it a part of the shtick. Honestly, the first person that I thought of to do was Tanya Harding. And I know that a lot of people probably don't even know who Tanya Harding is. And if anyone asks me to explain who she is, I'll just break your knee. What would have been your downfall later on? Well, I had my downfall really early, so let's not kick a bitch while she's already on the ground. What lip sync would you have slayed? I didn't really watch the lip syncs after I was eliminated. So I would have slayed the Masterpiece lip sync from week 2 because I actually got to do it. Who would I have liked to send home? Okay, I don't want to say that there's anyone I would have wanted to send home. So instead, what I will say is I would have really loved the opportunity to see a Judah versus Daddy Dearest lip sync. Battle of the Beards. We're good friends, we support each other a lot, but we are also friendly rivals. So it would have been really, really cool just to see our interpretations of the same runway, the same challenge, and then the same song, and just see how we came together and battled it out. I would have loved to have seen that.
Anonymous wants to know, what other contestant were you closest to during the competition?
I was absolutely closest to Lexi. We've been good friends for a while now. I told her I wasn't going to do Cycle 9 if she didn't do it. And that bitch lied to me and told me that she didn't do it, told me that she was quitting drag, told me all this shit, but dragged it out so I would believe her. And then sure enough gets cast, and I told her I was never going to forgive her. Well, she doesn't need my forgiveness because she's going to get a crown in a little bit. So close to her. She helped me through all of my worst moments, and I like to think I did the same for her. I would not have made it even as long as I did if not for her help. All of my ideas I bounced off with her. Just a good supportive friend, and someone that everyone deserves to have a friend like Lexi.
Anonymous wants to know, who from the competition would you kai-kai with?
But half of y'all were underage, so I don't even feel comfortable answering this question.
Anonymous wants to know, which judge was your favorite and which one gave the best advice?
It's like a pointed question. I would say that my favorite judge that I got to be critiqued by was Cyber. But that's just because I was getting to know Cyber right before the competition started. And it was really great to see her in a different light because she's such a phenomenal performer. What a creative person, and just someone that I really feel I look up to a lot, and I can learn from a lot, and I know that all of the newer queens can as well. As far as who gave the best advice, definitely Tony. I don't know what Tony and I thought of each other when we first started, but I definitely did not understand her. And that being said, whenever I needed something, the person I went to was Tony, because she would always take the time to give me as detailed of a reply as she could, would help me in any way that she could, and always was the one who, after I spoke to, I felt most confident in moving forward. So, Miss Tony A. Ward, you've got a strong motherly instinct, and I owe a lot to you.
This anonymous asker does not have an actual question. They're saying, show something you didn't get a chance to wear during your time in the competition that you would have liked to wear.
This question was to wear something that I wish I could have gotten to show during the competition, so I'm wearing assless chaps under this.
Anonymous wants to know, whose team are you on for the finale?
If you've made it this far, I think you know the answer is pretty clear. Chandelier Pussy! And for my last words, I could say a lot. I could go on for a while. I always love to talk. I love words, but in this moment, I'm mostly just thinking about how I'm so grateful that I got to have this opportunity. I would encourage any new queen who really wants to get herself out there and find herself to do Tumblr's Drag Race. Stick at it as long as you can. Don't quit like I did. And never stop searching, never stop improving, never stop coming to others for help. And I'm so grateful to have been a part of this, as I said before. These are some of the most creative, inventive, fun people that I've ever met. And I feel like I'm a part of a community that is bigger than myself, and I'm able to give back more than what I could ever accomplish on my own. So thank you all for 2 years of hopes and dreams come true. I am a Tumblr's Drag Race success story, and you should be too.
Well, that wraps up our first part of the Cycle 9 reunion. Giraffes, Dot, and Judah, thank you very much for appearing and giving us your videos, and we hope to see you soon. Check back for the next part where Klinger and Ebony Boss, now known as Opal Essence, will sashay back onto our main stage. See you in a bit, guys!